Howdy all, Pipe Grump. Today I'm doing a VR to Diz Pipes for his 100 sub giveaway. Congratulations on reaching 100 subs. Smoking this little Amazon special. And in it I've got some McBaron vanilla cream. Walked in the house after work today. My wife was making cupcakes and she said they were for her to take into her work. I wasn't going to get any, so figured I'd come out here and substitute some McBaron vanilla cream for instead of cupcakes. So Diz Pipes wants to know well, several things. He's given us several ways, 5 or 6 ways that we could win. 5 or 6 ways to get entries in. So I hope maybe I can get about 4 of them. We'll see. So he asked us about Star Wars, our favorite character in Star Wars. And I figured I'd give you 2. My overall favorite is an expanded universe character. I mean, I grew up watching Star Wars. I watched it daily, my mother says, as a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, to the point where I learned by heart everything, every word, and still know them by heart. And recently, probably within the last 5 years, I've started to branch out into the expanded universe. My overall favorite character would be Grand Admiral Thrawn. The reason I like him is he's very strategic, very strategic mind, knows tactics very well. And I like him because he can kind of sit back and just quietly kick your ass before you even know what's going on. And done all with tactics and strategy and things like that. And he's very perceptive, and he watches everything and he learns about people. If I had to choose one from the actual movies, in case that one's not okay, I would choose Chewbacca. I like Chewbacca a lot because he can kick your ass with just brute force. And he's been in several of the movies. I mean, he was in the 4, 5, and 6, the originals. He was also in, I believe it was Revenge of the Sith, and then of course the newer 2. And if anybody on here hasn't seen Force Awakens or The Last Jedi, I'll try not to spoil it for you, but come on, guys. You got to get out there and see them. Both are available on DVD now, so there's no excuse. I don't have much memorabilia. I will show you in the end of this clip a little bit of what I have, some of the books. And I think I've got like an X-Wing Christmas ornament. And then, of course, I've got all the DVDs and VHS tapes and things like that. But I won't show you those. I'm not going to pull those out. As far as veteran status, I was in the United States Marine Corps from 2000 to 2004. My MOS was 0311. MOS stands for Military Occupational Specialty, or job, is essentially what it is. My job, I was a grunt. 0311 is basic rifleman. I was a grunt because I was an idiot. And when I say that, I mean that at 17 years old, I went into the recruiter and said, I want to go, be a grunt, because that's what you think about when you think about Marines. And I should have gone in there and said, I want to do something like a boat mechanic or aircraft mechanic or something like that, where I would have had a skill when I got out. Of course, that's the 36-year-old talking and not the 17-year-old talking. So we all learn. I'll show you a couple challenge coins here in a minute. I am no longer a first responder, so I can't get that credit, but that's okay. I was in the volunteer fire department for a while, and I was worked for a sheriff's department, a local sheriff's department for a while. So, all right, well, I'll show you these challenge coins and tell you about them a little bit, and then show you the memorabilia, and we'll be done. So this guy here is my first challenge coin. Now, it's not very flashy. It's not one of those ones that have like the kind of inlay stuff in them, but this is just a basic United States Marine Corps. Now this one here, it says School of Infantry from Camp Pendleton, California. Now I'm East Coast, so I went to Camp Geiger after Parris Island, but I traded this with a fellow Marine who went to Camp Pendleton, California for his School of Infantry. So for those of you who don't know, when you get out of basic training, you have 10 or so days of what they call boot leave, and then you make your way back to I guess Camp Pendleton or Camp Geiger for School of Infantry, or if you're not in the infantry, you go to your MOS school. So that's the first one. Here's my second coin. Now, like I said, my primary MOS was 0311. My secondary MOS was 8152 as well as 8530. So 8152 is basic security guard, which is security forces. So I was in Kings Bay, Georgia, doing things. We're not supposed to really talk about it. So this one here is from a fellow Marine that I met after getting out of the security forces side and going back into the fleet. And so this one is from Strategic Weapons Facility Pacific. I was, or Swift Pack, as you can kind of see down here at the bottom, Swift Pack. I was in Swift Lant, which is Strategic Weapons Facility Atlantic. So again, I don't have one that represents me, but I've got one that represents good friends of mine. So the 8530, in case you're wondering, is a rifle coach, marksmanship coach. So it's not really teaching Marines how to shoot. They learn that in boot camp. It's just kind of teaching them how to shoot better. So that was my memorabilia. It wasn't much. A couple books and that X-Wing Christmas ornament. I've got more stuff, probably back at my mother's house, still in her attic somewhere. Toys and things and Legos and this and that and the other thing. Bunch of stuff. That any kid would have growing up. And then, of course, when I got old enough to move out, I didn't think about taking it. So I don't really have a man cave anywhere I'd want to store it, except for my garage out here, which if I stored it out here, put it out here, and displayed it, it would be covered in dust and stuff. So still working on getting that dust collector. All right, Diz Pipes, well, congratulations again on your 100 subs. And I wish you peace and pipe smoke.